Hey, it's Becky. Today I want to share with you a quick and easy jewelry making project. It is a necklace for holding on to your rings. So when I'm working with something messy or on the belt sander or something else that might damage my delicate jewelry, like my engagement ring, I can put it on this necklace and it'll be safe and secure and I can easily take it off again when I'm done working. It's a cool, almost optical illusion, fun party trick to show friends that yes, indeed, you can put the ring on the necklace without taking off the chain. When I first got engaged, I was advertised these and I'm thinking, you could totally make that. So I look on Etsy to see just how popular they are. And sure enough, they're all over the place, both in this kind of sort of diamond shape and a round shape and in a bunch of different shapes. So I thought, of course, that's it. I'm making my own. I'm not buying one of these. It's more special when you make it yourself. And I figured I'd share with you the tutorial because it's a really good beginner project. There's no soldering. You don't need a lot of equipment, just a couple pairs of pliers and you're good to go. Let's get started.
This video is sponsored by GiveWell. To make this necklace, you need some round wire. I'm using 12 gauge in gold fill and sterling silver. You'll also need a chain, as well as a jump ring and clasp if your chain doesn't already come with a closure. Tool-wise, this project is very approachable since it doesn't involve any soldering. You could technically make this whole piece with just a pair of pliers. But I also used a small flat anvil and a ring mandrel with a rawhide hammer to help me with the shaping. The first step is to sketch out the design of the pendant. I saw all kinds of shapes when I researched this project, but the key feature is that the two ends come close together at the top but do not touch, so the ring can slide between them, along with some extra slack from the chain. Then the shape becomes wider than the ring, so that once it has made its trip around the pendant, it can't slip off. I ended up making two designs. One's a chevron shape, and the other is round. Not knowing how successful I'd be on my first try, I started with silver wire since it's a lot cheaper than the gold-filled wire I bought. You could use copper wire if you want to practice beforehand on something even cheaper. Somehow, it's impossible to make a perfect round shape without one of these ring mandrels, and once you have one, it's almost impossible to make less than perfect rounds. Usually, it's lots of practice that levels you up, but in this case, the tool itself makes a huge impact on your success. If you want to make it round, that is. Same goes for the flat stainless steel anvil I used to shape the chevron. Its flatness is unparalleled, except by the metal that you just hammered flat against it, using a rawhide mallet, which is flexible enough not to deform the surface. Okay, so let's talk about the challenge I did have with this project. Usually, when you plan to cut and shape it, you buy these metals in their most flexible state, called dead soft. Okay, let's back up. Did you know that the same metal can become harder and softer depending on how it's treated? Metallurgy 101 here, and extremely relevant to jewelry making. And technically, it's not getting softer, just more relaxed. Heating up the metal, called annealing, allows atoms in the crystal lattice to migrate into a neutral position, making it more flexible than before, even once it's cooled down. Annealed silver, copper, gold, etc. are noticeably easier to cut and bend. But you wouldn't want to give someone a finished piece that's still soft, or it could become deformed from everyday use. One way to make the metal stiffer is by work hardening it, which happens when you hammer on it, bend it, and polish it. And annealing's not just for metal either. It's used for production of glass, plastic film, and even semiconductors. Okay, back to the project. I thought because I didn't plan to heat this project up with a torch, I should start with half hard wire, and for the most part that was a good choice, but it did make it difficult to achieve the tight bends where the pendant joins the chain without leaving marks from the pliers, and hurting my admittedly weak hands a little. If I were to do this project again, I might start with softer wire and just make sure to work harden the pendant through a combination of hammering and polishing before calling it finished. The last step is to thread the chain through the loops at the top of the pendant and practice putting your ring on and taking it off. It's actually a pretty good fidget and a total hit at parties. Even with its few minor defects, this project turned out even better than I expected. Not only was it quick and satisfying, but it is genuinely useful in my everyday life. This pendant would make a great gift for folks who are newly engaged, or anyone who needs to take off their rings for work or safety. Speaking of gifts, Many of us open our hearts and make donations during the holiday season. But when you donate, how can you feel confident that your donations are really making a big impact? You could do weeks of research to find charities, figure out what they do, how effective they are, and how the charity might use additional money. Or you could visit givewell.org, the sponsor of this video. There, you'll find free research and recommendations about the charities that can save or improve lives the most per dollar. GiveWell spends over 40,000 hours each year researching charitable organizations and only directs funding to a few of the highest impact, evidence-backed opportunities they've found. Over 100,000 donors have used GiveWell to donate more than $1 billion. Rigorous evidence suggests that these donations will save over 150,000 lives and improve the lives of millions more. And using GiveWell's research is free. GiveWell wants as many donors as possible to make informed decisions about high-impact giving. They publish all the research and recommendations on their site for free, no sign-up required. They allocate your tax-deductible donation to the charity or fund you choose without taking a cut. I give to the Malaria Consortium because the future is already here. It's just not very evenly distributed. Humanity has the capability to prevent infection and even someday eradicate malaria, but I'm not an expert, so that's why I use GiveWell to be sure my gift is making the most impact. And I think you should too. Their approach to doing good in the world is innovative because it just makes sense. Do the research and make donations to charities that are cost-effective and have strong evidence of making a real difference. If you've never donated to GiveWell's recommended charities before, you can have your donation matched up to $100 before the end of the year or as long as matching funds last. To claim your match, go to givewell.org and pick YouTube and enter Becky Stern at checkout. Make sure they know that you heard about GiveWell from me to get your donation matched.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're inspired to make a ring holder necklace for yourself or someone in your life, and I'll see you next time.